Hello everyone and welcome to the series about the lore of Elearth. Today I'm gonna tell you something about the elves. Make yourselves comfortable and listen. To understand the elves of Elearth, one must first understand their ancestors, the Elf. The Elf were the mighty defenders of nature, beings of immense power tasked with protecting the beasts of the four seasons. To mortals, they were a little short of gods. Ancient records describe them as masters of their own bodies, capable of reshaping themselves at will and wielding powers tied to the seasons they served. Little is known of them today. Most of their history has been lost to time. Of all the Elf, only one name remains widely remembered: Hakma, the Queen of Winter, a legendary ruler of ice, said to sit upon a throne within the mysterious Azure Citadel. As the ages passed, the power of the Elf gradually diminished. Their descendants became the elves of the modern world, inheriting only fragments of their ancestors' mastery. Over time, four distinct elven peoples emerged, each descended from the guardians of one of the beasts of the four seasons. The Spring Elves, also known as Woodland Elves, are the protectors of Viridius, the great stag of blossoming. Their inheritance lies in their extraordinary senses. They can sharpen their sight, hearing, smell and touch far beyond the limits of any other race. Their eyes pierce the darkness of dense forests, and their hearing is so acute that they can detect the heartbeat of prey from hundreds of meters away. They are the smallest and most numerous of all elves. Their skin often resembles bark, while the hair ranges from chestnut brown to deep moss green. They dwell in vast cities built among the treetops and connected by suspension bridges. Though naturally peaceful, centuries of human expansion have transformed them into formidable guerrilla warriors. Their forests are filled with hidden traps and unseen dangers, places where intruders often perish without ever glimpsing their attackers. The Summer Elves, known collectively as the High Elves, are the guardians of Aurelion, the orate phoenix of the Zenith. They possess conscious control over their appearance and voices, allowing them to alter their facial features, skin pigmentation and vocal tone at will. Through subtle manipulation of their voices, they can influence emotions, while their songs are capable of overwhelming or even paralyzing the senses. Tall, elegant and famous for the beauty, Summer Elves are equally known for their vanity. Many regard themselves as intellectually and culturally superior to other races, believing that only their bloodlines possess the purity necessary to fully explore the deepest mysteries of arcane knowledge. Rather than forming a single nation, they are scattered throughout the courts and centuries of power across the world. The Autumn Elves, commonly called Blood Elves, are the guardians of Hematon, the crimson wolf of metamorphosis. Their unique gift allows them to control their own blood, even outside their bodies. They can harden it into a material as strong as steel and shape it into weapons, armor and tools. Their bodies operate with extraordinary efficiency, maintaining a natural temperature far higher than that of most races. They possess pale, almost translucent skin contrasted by fiery eyes and hair in shades of copper and crimson. Passionate, impulsive and brutally honest. They thrive on competition and conflict. Most inhabit the western continent, where warfare, tournaments and martial traditions dominate daily life. Finally, there are the Winter Elves or Snow Elves, the guardians of Borealis, the glacial bear of hibernation. They possess control over their metabolism and keratin growth. They can instantly accelerate or slow their bodily functions, grow claws from the nails, or thicken their hair into insulating fur. The most physically imposing of all elves, winter elves often stand over 2 meters tall. Their hair ranges from silver white to pale glacial blue. In battle, they are capable of entering terrifying states of combat frenzy, earning the respect and fear of all other elven peoples. They dwell within the frozen forests of the frostbound wilds and remain fearlessly loyal to Queen Hakma, whose legend continues to shape their culture. For thousands of years, these four peoples defined what it meant to be an elf. Then, 3 centuries ago, everything changed. A mysterious wanderer appeared among the elven nations, preaching a doctrine known as the Seed of Potential. According to traditional teachings, the elves were merely diminished descendants of the Val-Elf, forever doomed to possess only fragments of their ancestors' greatness. The wanderer rejected this belief. He taught that the decline of elvenkind was not inevitable but self-inflicted. Comfort, complacency, and dependence on magic had weakened the will of the elves, not their bodies. According to his most famous sermon, "Your bodies have not forgotten the power of defenders. It is your minds that have grown too weak to guide them. Not even Avalon, the legendary full-cycle elf, who mastered all 4 ancestral paths, will restore our freedom unless we first free ourselves from the shackles of our own weakness." But what if I were to tell you, dear friends, that this is not true? That you still possess within you a seed that can be nurtured? That your bodies still remember and are capable of so much more? Come with me, dear friends, and I shall show you how to awaken the power of our ancestors within yourselves. The movement spread rapidly. Its followers became known as Protestant elves, though many preferred the name Potentialists. They rejected the traditional division of elves into 4 immutable peoples and sought to awaken dormant abilities through discipline, meditation, physical training, and controlled biological adaptation. Over the following centuries, entirely new elven lineages began to appear. Along the coast of Melios arose the Water Elves. Through generations of adaptation, they developed immense lung capacity, enhanced oxygen efficiency, and webbed fingers and toes, capable of diving to extraordinary depths. They became unmatched explorers of the oceans and seekers of treasures hidden beneath the sea. On the harsh frontier known as the Edge of Chaos emerged the Thermal Elves. Building upon principles once associated with Blood Elves, they learned to regulate heat throughout their bodies with remarkable precision. They can survive extreme temperatures and manipulate heat in ways that make them feared warriors and invaluable survivors. In the northern mines live the Ore Elves. Their bodies absorb and store trace minerals from their environment, creating dense skin resistant to injury. They are best known for their bioluminescent sweat, which illuminate the darkness of deep tunnels and caverns. Many work alongside dwarven clans and are considered indispensable miners and guides. Among the Flying Islands dwell the era-adapted elves. Possessing hollow bones, reinforced tendons, and elongated limbs, they are astonishingly light and agile. Though incapable of true flight, they can leap immense distances and glide safely on air currents, allowing them to inhabit places inaccessible to nearly every other race. These are only the most famous examples. Rumors persist of countless other lineages adapted to deserts, jungles, volcanic wastes, and stranger environments still. To some elves, these new peoples represent the first step toward reclaiming the lost power of the Val-Elf. To others, they are dangerous heretics, abandoning the traditions that have guided elven society for millennia. Yet regardless of who is right, one fact is undeniable. For the first time since the Age of the Defenders, the future of elvenkind is no longer bound by the 4 seasons. What do you think about the elves? Which type interests you the most? Tell us in the comments. Remember to follow us on Instagram and join our Discord where you can participate in the community events. Until we hear again, the travelers, farewell.